Twice a month, they go to war. At least that's what it looks like at first glance. These paramilitaries say they want to protect Slovakia, as though the country wasn't part of a Europe at peace, but instead surrounded by enemies.
If a future enemy sees what's going on here in Slovakia, if he sees a country that is prepared to defend itself and its democratic values, then that enemy will think twice about attacking. He'll think again before trying to take away our rights.
SVRČEK is the so-called commandant of the Slovak paramilitary organization Slovenskí branci. The 20-year-old and his troops say they're ready to fend off what they view as foreign threats to Slovakia. That includes refugees.
They're a security risk, and most importantly, a lot of them are here illegally.
A lot of them. Even at the height of the crisis last year, when thousands of migrants arrived in Europe every day, only a couple of hundred ended up in Gabčíkovo, a village on the border with Hungary. Even that number caused an uproar in Slovakia. Now there are just a few migrants left here. The residents have grown used to them.
They aren't doing anything wrong. They're here because of the war back home. I don't feel threatened.
Many say they're more frightened of the uniformed men in the forests nearby.
The Branci are extremists. They're the ones that need to be controlled.
Members of the Slovenskí branci paramilitary are known to hold extremist right-wing views. The group claims it only exists to protect democracy, but comments on internet forums reveal the opposite. Conditioning, tactics, hand-to-hand combat. Slovenskí branci drills are demanding. The largest paramilitary organization in Slovakia doesn't protect democracy. It poses a threat to it, says journalist MICHAL HAVRAN.
I'm very worried because we know that a significant part of the Slovakian army and police force are members of this group. It isn't a coincidence that the paramilitary is trained by professional soldiers of the Slovakian army. And some police have also fought on the side of neo-Nazis in right-wing brawls.
The Kalashnikovs that the members of the paramilitary carry are supposedly collectors' firearms that have been disabled. But it's relatively easy to make them work again. The Charlie Hebdo attacks in Paris last year were carried out with Slovakian collectors' weapons. At the Interior Ministry in the capital Bratislava, authorities play down the possible dangers. Individual extremists are under surveillance, but not the paramilitary groups as a whole.
In legal terms, these groups don't exist. If they break the law, then of course they'll be punished. But we can't ban groups like this, because, as I say, legally, they don't exist.
In the neighboring Czech Republic, groups like the Slovenskí branci have long been banned. But in Slovakia, a right-wing party is now represented in parliament. MICHAL HAVRAN warns that xenophobic paramilitaries could take advantage of the country's new political climate.
I think they know this is their big chance. They're fighting to become accepted by the public. So their future depends on us, on what we do with this country and this continent. If we don't resist, their influence will grow.
In private, the commandant of the Slovenskí branci plays down his weekend activities. But the first semester archaeology student knows exactly what he's doing. At 16, he traveled to Russia for military training. And every month, more and more paramilitary groups are accepting his leadership.
We have a reputation for being fascist or extremist. It's really unfortunate. That's why many of us have been fired or have problems finding jobs. That happens to us all the time.
The young commandant might have even bigger ambitions. Before long, he could decide to take his ideals out of the woods and onto the political stage.